Hello, good afternoon, wonderful, beautiful people. Good afternoon to you guys. I hope you're all doing well. You're very welcome, everyone, to this live video. So, for my YouTube viewers, as you can tell, I record right here on Facebook and then I share on YouTube. So, welcome, guys. This is a new channel if you're watching on YouTube, and so please don't forget to like and subscribe and also share this video. Welcome all Facebook viewers. Today we're going to be talking about something exciting and interesting, an interesting topic. We're going to be talking about VAWA, the Violence Against Women's Act. Okay, so VAWA is, I will most likely do another video talking more about what the VAWA is and how it came about. Welcome everyone. Today we're going to be talking about VAWA. So let me invite you to share my screen with me and then we'll get into it. So the VAWA simply means that people who are suffering abuse by their spouses or they're suffering abuse from their children who are U.S. citizens or green card holders, they are eligible to obtain, green cards without the abuser knowing that they filed an application. So essentially, it's called a self-petition. So these abusers, the victims of the abuse, can petition by themselves. And so during the course of this video, we'll be talking about how the word abuse is actually quite heavy, and so I may not be using the word abuse. I will just use the word like if you're being maltreated or if you're being badly treated by your spouse or by your child, then you can file for a green card by yourself. They don't have to know. Okay. Welcome everyone. As usual, drop me some comments. I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. I'm so exhausted. So sorry for yawning so much, but I'm very tired. It's just work all round. So yeah, let's get started. My screen looks small. Hold on, guys. Let me zoom in some more for you so that you can enjoy this some more, because it doesn't look like, I'm not sure why. Oh, okay, there you are. All right, let me just open this up. And then once I've opened it up, we can go back to the screen. Welcome, guys. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to this live video. Today we have an exciting topic. We're going to be talking about spouses that are mistreated or badly treated by their better halves. So it's called VAWA. You can self-petition under VAWA and then get a green card if you're here in the United States. Okay, so what we're going to be doing today will be to be looking at because sometimes what happens is that victims of abuse or people who are being badly treated, they are not aware that they're being badly treated. They take it as part of the relationship, or they take it as normal. If you're in a dysfunctional relationship, most of the time, well, sometimes, you can't really tell that you're in a dysfunctional relationship. Maybe he slaps you every night before bed, and then it becomes part of what you expect before bed. And so with time, you realize that you don't realize that you are being abused, but objectively you actually will be said to be suffering abuse. Okay, so that's what the VAWA tries to cover, and the VAWA tries to help rectify. So under the Federal Violence Against Women Act, you may be eligible to become a green card holder if you are the victim of battery or extreme cruelty committed by certain people. So the standard is that you have to be the victim of battery or extreme cruelty. Okay, so these are the options. So either you are being battered or your spouse is being very wicked to you, extreme. It has to be extreme. So if you wake up one morning and you tell your husband that, oh, please take me shopping, or please buy me this Gucci purse, and your husband says no, that's not extreme cruelty, guys. Like, you, not having a Gucci purse will not kill you. Not having a Louis Vuitton bag will not kill you. So if your spouse says no, they're not buying you a Gucci bag for your birthday, or they're not taking you to go and eat a high-end Chinese meal in a fancy restaurant, they're not being extremely cruel. However, of course, if they, pull you by your hair and bang your head on the wall when they're angry until blood oozes from your face, or something as extreme and as gruesome as that, that may be classified as extreme cruelty. Of course, this example is extreme, but there are other forms of cruelty or extreme cruelty that we will discuss that doesn't involve blood oozing, but you get the picture, okay? So it's not when they tell you no, when your spouse tells you no, or your spouse doesn't do something for you, or maybe once in a while doesn't show you affection. That's not the standard they're looking for. They're looking for an extreme standard, and where somebody can tell that there is battery in this case, okay, guys? So if you have a U.S. citizen spouse, or a former spouse, or an ex-wife or an ex-husband, or you have a U.S. citizen parent, or you have a U.S. citizen son or daughter, and here you have to note the difference. A U.S. citizen son or daughter is different from a U.S. citizen child. A U.S. citizen son or daughter is always older than is older than 21 years old. If the U.S. citizen, if the law states U.S. citizen child, it means that usually the person is below 21 years old and is a minor. Okay. And in this case, it has to be a son or a daughter who's above 21 years old who can be the basis of your petition. Okay. So that's when they would be said to be cruel, extremely cruel, or you are a victim of their battery. And then the person can also be a green card holder spouse, or a green card holder ex-husband or wife, and then also a green card holder parent. So in these situations where you have these people, so the bottom line is that you must have a green card holder or a U.S. citizen family member. The family member has to be your spouse, that's your husband or wife, your parent, or your child, or your son or daughter, okay? And when it's these people and they're being extremely cruel, or they are maltreating you according to the qualifications of VAWA, then you qualify to self-petition. That means that you, the victim of the abuse, together with your attorney, can file a petition. That's the self-petition. It doesn't mean you sit in your room and file it by yourself. No, you can use the assistance of counsel, or the assistance of an attorney. It just simply means that your U.S. citizen spouse or green card holder, or the qualifying relative, is not petitioning for you. You are petitioning based on their treatment of you, and so it's a self-petition. Okay, it's based on the experiences that you've had, by being related to them and then sharing experiences with them. So I hope what I'm saying makes sense. I'm trying to explain, and I hope it doesn't sound too convoluted. Guys, drop me a comment, show me some love. It's very cold out here in Manassas today, Manassas, Virginia. The sun is coming out, but it's still quite cold. So guys, let's continue. So that's it. I've showed you the basis of the VAWA. So we're going to be discussing some very exciting examples of exciting examples of things that you need to look out for, and then we can see that yes, you are the victim of abuse. Okay, let's take some comments. Ben Saka says, hi. Hello, Ben. Thank you so much for joining in. Ben Saka says, this is Ben from New Jersey. Ben, you're very welcome. Thank you for joining us. How is the weather in New Jersey? It's so cold out here. How are you doing, Ben? Tell us. Hello, Nadia. Thank you once again for joining. How are you? Where are you tuning in from? Where are you connecting from? All right, guys. So let's go back to, we're going to actually start talking about the things you should look out for. I want you guys to look out for certain things. Okay. So this is the topic today. We're going to be talking about some more examples. Okay, let's start. I have my chart here. This is the chart. That's how I screen my clients. So we have different types of abuse. We have physical abuse, we have emotional abuse, we have sexual abuse, we have financial abuse, we have verbal abuse, we have psychological abuse. So we have about 6 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's take some examples. So of course, with physical abuse, it's usually very clear when you're being physically abused. You know, there is some impact on your body or on your skin. You know, the victim, if you have a green card holder spouse or a U.S. citizen spouse, and then they pull your hair, they punch you, they slap you, they kick, they bite. You know, like for example, some people would say that, oh, when my husband is angry with me, he can, he'll punch me, or, he'll kick me in my abdomen when I'm even pregnant. He'll kick me in my abdomen, he'll punch my abdomen, he'll punch my breast. Things like that are, forms of abuse, and these will qualify you to be able to file a Vawa petition for a green card if your spouses are the ones who have legal status here in the US, and you are not the foreigner doesn't have legal status, because sometimes some of these husbands and wives use their status to bully you, and that's what the laws don't want. So for example, they can abandon you sometimes without food. They'll leave you at home and not provide you with food. They will move you to a remote area, like a place, a secluded house where nobody knows where you are, and then they don't do grocery shopping, and then you don't have papers. So let's say you don't work, you don't have a means of sustaining yourself, and then some people will make you act like a servant. Yeah, I think today we can just discuss physical abuse. Some of them can make you act like a servant in your own home. You are a spouse, but then you find that they'll tell you, hey, go bring me some water, and then you say, no, I'm tired. He's like, oh, are you sure you want your green card? Are you sure you want to stay in this country? I'm going to call the immigration services for you to be deported because you don't want to go get me water. Threats like that, when they are actually making you they are making you into a servant. Like, of course, a wife can bring water for her husband, or the husband can bring water for the wife. See, it's fine to say, honey, please get me a glass of water. He's like, oh, sure, I'll bring it. And then, that happens. But where there's always the situation of power and control on one side, and then the other side is always on the receiving end of they don't get to enjoy the relationship. They are always at the receiving end of commands and threats and orders. That's not a balanced relationship, and so that's physical abuse, because he's making you into a servant. And so, for example, he will tell you, scrub all the bathrooms all day long. You're cooking, you're scrubbing, you're just doing all sorts of things, and you can tell that you're exhausted. That's physical abuse, because that impacts your physical well-being. Okay, and then your spouse will make you do illegal things against your will, like, oh, we're going, maybe go onto this online website or this banking website and try to get people's credit card information. If you don't do it, I'm not filing for your green card. You need to do it so that we get some money. Those are the sort of things that the American authorities don't want. They don't approve of, because that's physical abuse, when your spouse is forcing you to do illegal things against your will. Okay, some people to find that their husbands or their wives may be using weapons to harm them. Okay, so somebody has a gun. Some people have guns, and when you are having an argument at home and the victim dares to speak her mind, the other person can decide to use the gun to hit his knee or to hit her knee. And it's just really that rises to the level of battery, and that rises to the level of extreme cruelty, because that's your spouse. Again, remember that the VAWA is not only for spouses of green card holders or US citizens, it's also for parents of green card holders. Okay, so if your child is, let's say, 23 years old, your child is a US citizen, and they are physically abusing you, the parent, or being very cruel to you, extremely cruel, you can petition for a green card, even though you may be out of status. You may have been out of status for many years. It doesn't matter. You may still qualify under VAWA to file a self-petition to get a green card by reason of the fact that your child is abusing you, your young son or daughter. You know how, yeah, this is a place of fundamental rights. People have a lot of rights, even children, even your sons and daughters, and then they can join bad companies. Some of them may join gangs, and then they bully you just because they know that, oh, mommy came into the US some years ago, she overstayed her visa, she doesn't have papers. I am mommy's son, I was born here in the US, and so I'm a US citizen. And then they start bullying you, mommy. Mommy, you're not enlightened. You're from, a village, and okay, we'll get to the psychological abuse. This year we're talking about physical abuse. So if your son, some of them have gangs and all that, they can decide to, physically beat you up or something and say that, look, mommy, give me your money. I need to buy something with your money. You don't have papers. If you don't give me your money, I'm going to call the cops on you. Apart from that, in fact, they don't even have to threaten you that you don't have papers. They just bully you, take your money, and, just cause you some sort of physical harm. If you're a parent and you're going through such a situation, you definitely call. Of course, you should consult with an attorney so that they will properly review what's happening and see if it rises to the standard that is laid out by the USCIS. Okay, guys, so let me take some few comments again. Oh, Nadia is watching from Sterling, Virginia. Oh, you're really close. Wow. Okay. And Janet Davis, you're so welcome. It's a pleasure to have you on here. Hi from Maryland. You're very welcome, Janet. Have a seat and grab your tea as usual. Hello, Olamide Adebayo. Olamide is a lover of attorneys. I see his well, he knows what I'm talking about. Hello. You are very welcome. You are very welcome, guys. Okay, so let's continue. We're talking about physical abuse and how you can petition for a green card if you are the victim of, and as I say, the word abuse, a lot of victims of abuse don't like to hear that, oh, I'm being physically abused. It sounds a little heavy and technical, but it's really part of our everyday lives. And so if you find that people are threatening your physical body or are causing harm directly to your person, then that may be physical abuse. Okay. And then or sometimes some of these spouses, you realize that they don't allow you to call 911 even for your safety. So they kick you in the stomach. You are pregnant. So let's say a situation where you are living with your US citizen spouse, and then you are pregnant, and then he kicks you in the stomach, he beats you up, and he doesn't allow you to call 911 for help. That is clearly physical abuse, because when you need medical intervention, he will not be able to give it to you. And preventing somebody from seeking treatments that will make them better or will prevent them from going through harm or pain is physical abuse. Okay, so physical abuse is not only your actions, it could be your inaction. Okay, so think about that. If you know how to provide relief for your spouse and they're going through the pain, and you intentionally withhold relief from them, that is physical abuse. So yeah, that's it. You don't allow your spouse to report, and then you tell him, you threaten him that, oh, if you tell the police or if you call the police, I will tell the police that you were the one aggressing me or you were the one beating me, and because you don't have papers, you are going to be deported. Threats like that all boil down to physical abuse. Okay, let's talk about a couple more acts that are part of the chart that we use to screen people. Also, if your spouse or whoever your qualifying relative is, if they abuse you, physical abuse, they put you in harm's way recklessly. So for example, they are in a car with you driving, and then they open your side of the door. That's physical abuse, because what they're doing could harm you. You could fall out of the car, and then they'll open the door and look, if you don't stop what you're doing, I'm going to push you out of the car. I mean, these things are just heart-wrenching, just really, really heart-wrenching. And it's happening, guys. You can speak with attorneys, and we speak with people who are going through really difficult situations in their marriages and even in their own homes with their children and with their parents. They are being abused, So if you have anybody that you live with, then these people have status here, and they put you in harm's way. They put you in a situation where you are in serious danger, or you could end up getting really hurt or dead or whatever. That is physical abuse. Okay, don't get it twisted. Yeah, and then sometimes if they even decide that, look, you are in my car, I'm the one with the driver's license, I've stopped, now get out, and then they push you out, things like that. Physical abuse. Yeah, that's it. Physical abuse. Don't overthink it. Okay, and then if they pull your hair, punch, I think we mentioned that, scratch, and all of that, all physical abuse. Now let's talk about a good one, emotional abuse. So we'll talk about two today, and then we'll talk about the rest within the coming days. Emotional abuse is one of the, when it comes to physical abuse, it's usually clearer than emotional abuse, because emotional abuse, there's a lot of mind games, and if you don't take care, you the victim will not realize that he's being abused. So this is where attorneys come in. Of course, we're not psychologists or therapists, but we have what we use to be able to determine if somebody qualifies to file a self-petition and a Vawa based on emotional abuse. So if your spouse or your child or your son or your daughter or your U.S. citizen parent or green card holder parent or whatever, they make you feel like you're crazy, and then they play mind games with you, they make you feel like you're crazy. So for example, a spouse, I've spoken with a number of clients where they tell me, look, my husband is the U.S. citizen, or my husband is a green card holder. I don't have papers. He has to file for me. And, I see him with different women all the time. When I ask him, he's like, oh, you're so jealous. You're just crazy. Like, what's wrong with you? These are just my friends. And then, you start thinking to yourself, am I the crazy one? Like, am I the jealous one? Is there something wrong with me? He hasn't done anything. You see them even kissing another woman, and then they tell you, look, it's nothing. She was just really sad, and I decided to give her. And then you actually start believing in their lies. Like, they are playing mind games with you, like emotional abuse, playing on your emotions to keep you in your state of, you don't have documents, and then you have to keep relying on them. They put you down. They insult you, like, oh, look, you don't even have papers. You're worthless. Things like that. They humiliate you. They could humiliate you in public or in private. These all boil down to emotional abuse. Okay. So when you go to, let's say, Walmart with your husband, he's a U.S. citizen, and he's like, oh, look at her. She doesn't even have papers. She is from a village, and don't take her seriously. Things like that. That's very humiliating for a foreigner. That's not what your spouse is supposed to be doing to you. Or that's not what your child is supposed to be doing to you. If you're facing any of these types of situations, remember, you may qualify for a Vawa application, a Vawa self-petition. And then some of these people will make you feel guilty just to have what they want. So after humiliating you, you go back home in bed. The victim of abuse will usually coil up because they are so hurt and they're so broken and they're so crushed. And sometimes they don't feel like having sex, and then you have the spouses that make them feel guilty, like, look, I'm the one that brought you into this country, I'm the one that does everything for you, just give me what I want, I just need the sex, you're making me, you're I really feel for, they just make you feel guilty, like if you don't give them what they want, something is going to happen to them, and then you give in even though you don't feel like it. So that's also emotional abuse. Then they threaten to leave you. Look, if you don't give me sex, I'm leaving you. Then they destroy your stuff, like they pick your phone, crash it. They destroy things from your country of origin. Some people will come with, in Ghana, we have something called asanka, right? It's an earthenware bowl where you can grind pepper and, sometimes cook in there. I'm sorry. And so I've actually spoken with someone who said that her husband, U.S. citizen, crashed her asanka. It's an earthenware bowl, and I think it's made of clay or some breakable stone, and that really hurt her because she loved it and used it to cook so much. So if they're destroying possessions from your country of origin, as if to demean where you're coming from and all of that, that may qualify you to file a self-petition, guys. Okay, they exclude you from decision making. So if they're making decisions about where to live, where to take the children to school, where to, what type of food to buy for the house, they just exclude you from decision making. They make you feel like, look, your input is not even needed. Okay, so guys, we'll just do a couple more and then we'll be done with today's video. So just stick with me, we're almost there. Emotional abuse is really terrible. They make you also feel unvalued. When somebody makes you feel unvalued, they make you feel like they can do without you. You're just a piece of trash. The way they talk to you, they don't even look at you. On the contrary, when they have calls from outside, the way they act and respond, it makes you realize that, oh, okay, so you are the one that he doesn't value. Okay, so these things may qualify you to file for a green card. If he makes you feel jealous intentionally, you're right there with him, your husband, and then they'll call somebody, like, oh, hi sweetie, you're the one I miss, you're the one I love, I wish I'd met you earlier to marry you. That is frowned upon by the law. You simply cannot do that, and that qualifies your spouse for a green card under Vawa. Of course, your attorney would have to go through all the qualifying criteria to make sure you qualify. But definitely, if you have that, that's emotional abuse, and so you should seek the assistance of your attorney. And then some of them will make you feel like you could never find another person like them. They constantly do that. That's another sign of abuse, emotional abuse. Like, they also sometimes want to control your appearance. Don't wear this. If you wear these shorts, your legs, you want men to look at you, you're a prostitute. Don't wear those shorts, or don't wear those pants, because when you wear those pants, your muscles, your thigh muscles, a woman trying to control her husband, your thigh muscles are showing and other women are going to come after you. So they try to control their spouse's appearance. No, I mean, remember, guys, there's a thin line between having that camaraderie with your spouse and then asking him, babe, does this outfit look good on me? Or Cookie, what do you think about this skirt? How does it make me look? And then he's like, I think I like it, but I don't want you to wear this out. Just wear it indoors for me. And there's that fun or that love or that understanding, and the woman can decide that, no, I'll still wear it out, it's my choice, right? There's no control, it's just interactions, it's just an exchange of opinions. It's different from when your spouse is actually forcing you not to wear something and beats you up, or just controls your appearance and makes you feel ugly and wet. It's like, what the hell are you wearing? You're just such a whore, you're a prostitute, look at the kind of things you're wearing outside, you're disgusting. See, do you see the difference? That's the difference. It all depends on the intent of your spouse and how he makes you feel. Okay, so the other thing is, if your spouse is shaming you for your immigration status or heritage, like, you've even overstayed your visa, you are no good, you are an illegal immigrant, or you're an illegal alien, or any of those stuff, like that is emotional abuse. Okay. The last two things we are talking about is that your spouse will cheat on you to prove that he doesn't or she doesn't need you and that he or she is better than you. That is emotional abuse. Seek immediate attorney advice. You know, when they are cheating on you to prove that she's better than you, it's like they don't even want to sleep with you. They have people that they've met in a better category that they can sleep with and all that. Then when your spouse also withholds emotion or affection from you to punish you, so they will punish you for like a month, they won't sleep with you, and you know, they won't sleep with you just to punish you, not because they've just given birth and cannot have sex with you, but just to punish you. Like, look, I'm the green card holder, or I'm the US citizen, and I'm not sleeping with you. I'm withholding affection from you because you refused to cook me dinner at 6 p.m. That's not how a relationship should be. A relationship should be, oh, Cookie, hey, honey drops, I forgot to cook you dinner. Oh, that's fine. I know you got busy. Move on. But when they want to withhold affection from you to punish you because of something you may have done inadvertently, like you didn't mean to do it, like you made a mistake, and then they hold that against you and say, look, I'm punishing you for this, then that's emotional abuse. All right, guys, so we've had some fun today. We've talked about the Vawa, and we've discussed physical abuse, we've discussed emotional abuse. If you are in these types of relationships, I've given you guys vivid examples. If you're in any type of relationship where your spouse or your parent or your son or daughter is physically abusing you or emotionally abusing you, you may qualify for a green card, which is under the Vawa. Under Vawa, and this is where you can self-petition. You don't need the abusers to even know that you have applied for anything, and you can get a green card through that, and some work authorization, as well as travel documents. Oh my goodness, let me read some more comments here. Uche Bright says hello from Dallas. Uche, how are you doing? I hope you guys are not having any more blackouts. Thank you so much for joining, Uche. Ben Saka says, is overstaying your visa different from overstaying your entry? Say like the month given by immigration. Yes. Well, but both of them are essentially violations of your of the terms of your immigrant visa. So overstaying your visa, overstaying your record of admission, your record of admission, is both of them are violations. So I hope this answers your questions. Eric Bajek, hello. How long does it take for the I-360 to be approved? Eric, when it comes to timelines, oh my goodness, nobody knows. They are usually just estimated timelines, but honestly, I don't want to be held to a time, because I don't want to be held to be to have actually promised any timeline, because I don't know, and especially because of coronavirus, things are delayed, very, very delayed. So it could range from anywhere, months. It could be months. I have no idea. It will just depend on how much work the USCIS has to do, how many cases are ahead, and I just don't know. I can't tell how long, but as I always say, the earlier you petition, the earlier your response will be. So the earlier is always better. Oh my goodness. Hello, Na Udakolamte. Hello. You're so welcome. I'm so happy to see you here. Hi, Attorney Akua, watching from New Jersey. Thank you so much for joining us today. How is your baby Einstein? Greetings to him. All right, guys. So today we've just discussed, we've discussed the signs of abuse you should be looking out for. And if you find yourself in any relationship where you find that you have these people, taking advantage of their immigration status to bully you because you don't have an immigration status, please don't forget to call my line on 802-7800-564, book a consultation, and I'll have some special one-on-one time with you, and then we'll break down everything and see whether you qualify for to apply for green card under Vawa. All right, guys. So also, if you have any type of U.S. immigration law issue, just give my office a call. My number is right there on the screen. And for those of you watching for the first time or don't know me, my name is Akua. I'm a U.S. licensed attorney, and my office is out here in Manassas, Virginia. But I represent clients from all around the U.S. I also handle all types of U.S. immigration law matters. So please give me a call if you have any type of immigration law headache or issue, and I will be happy to assist you. All right, guys, I wish you a wonderful rest of the day, and stay blessed, take care, stay safe, continue to keep warm, and go for your vaccines. Okay? All right, bye.